I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Please also join me in the four-way test of the things we think, say, and do. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Thank you. And now I'll also do visiting Rotarians and guests. If we could have the guests of Rotarians please stand with their hosts. And while they are figuring out what that really meant, I'm also supposed to talk about 100 fun ways to serve, communicate, and celebrate. And so while people are standing, one of these is recall a special Rotary moment or memory. And I was at I don't know if it was an international convention or what, but it was a large Rotary gathering, and the keynote speaker was an attorney from Texas. And he was talking about the four-way test. And he said, you know, I don't have any problem with the is-its, but I really struggle with the will-its. And I thought, what kind of Texas lingo is that? And he was talking about, well, is it the truth and is it fair? That's pretty easy. But when you get to the will-its, it gets really complicated for me. Are we introducing speaker? What are we doing here?
Yes. I am the speaker, in case you haven't figured that out. But first of all, I'd like to introduce my spouse, Avery Russell, former senior executive at the Carnegie Corporation in New York with about 4 different jobs. But in this particular day, I should mention the fact that she swam at the North Pole in 29.5-degree water in her bikini in 1999 and 2003, and outswam all the Russians in 2003. I also want to introduce my good friend Stan Benson, former president of the club. And standing next to him is Perry Wishaw, who is shrinking a little slower than I am. And I have 2 other guests over there, Karen Sawyer and Jeff Blumenfeld, both fellow members of the Explorers Club. Jeff Blumenfeld is the chapter chairman of the Rocky Mountain branch, and Karen is a former chapter chairperson.
Thank you, Alfred. Looking forward to your speech.
Hi, thank you. I'm Sarah Amarani, and I have 3 guests with me today. I'd like to introduce my husband, Jeff. And Jeff is founder and managing partner of Alpine Technology Group in Longmont. And they have been providing IT solutions for over 25 years. And we are here with our 2 good friends, Peter Dwork and Elena Bissonette, neighbors, who are also in the healthcare industry. Elena is retired after a career in healthcare, most recently in corporate safety management. And Peter is now a consultant in medical software after years of clinical medicine. He is assisting healthcare institutions in getting the highest quality outcomes for their patients. So thanks for being here.
Hi, I would love to introduce our good friend, Mike and I's good friend of many, many years, a couple decades at least, Kim Weibert. Kim is visiting us from Broomfield. I'm going to get that mixed up. And we've known Kim for a long time. She's now retired. She was IBM and Microsoft and all those tech things. And now she travels the world, and we would love to welcome her here at Rotary.
Thank you, Gary. My guest today is Franklin Deck. He's visited several times and will soon be submitting his proposal. Franklin is a serial entrepreneur, so we're going to learn more about Franklin soon. And he brought his wife along today, Katrina Jewell. Katrina is in the pet care, specifically dogs, I think, industry, as she's working on a master's in
hydrogeology.
Hydrogeology. Pretty impressive. And also, we have some visiting Rotarians over here. I'll just let them introduce yourself. They recently relocated from California, so they can tell us about their club.
Good afternoon. I'm Marion Laffler, and this is my husband, Jim Fish. I am the Rotarian and come from Mariposa Yosemite Rotary. We are considered a large club. We have 56 members. So we obviously aren't as big as you, but we're very dynamic. We get a lot done. We give over $25,000 in scholarships every year to our local high school students, and we're really proud of that since our county only is about 17,000 people. So we work really, really hard. We just bought a home in Pinewood Springs and are beginning to settle in and find a new Rotary family. And it's great to be here. Thanks.
Thank you, Marion and Jim.
Hello. Last week, Patrick Mullen and Mallory Bates sat at the table I was at, and I introduced them. And despite that, they came back for a second week. They are considering membership. They have recently moved here from Birmingham, Alabama. They both work for Raymond James, and again, help me welcome them to our club.
Alessandro.
I would like to welcome today for the 5th time my good friend and neighbor, Roger Foreman. And by 5 o'clock this afternoon, he will be our new member. On my right side is Noah Sachs, my son. Some of you have met him in spring break. He came to visit us from North Carolina. Now he graduated, so he's here for a few weeks, and he will start as employee number 1 in China to work next year for a US-Chinese cooperation in the golf development industry.
TK.
Thank you. I have several guests. On my left is Judy Seaborn, who is the co-founder and CEO of Botanical Interests. This is her second visit, so please welcome Judy. And on my right is Ray Hamilton, good friend, and a guy who has spent a little time in a submarine, so he's very interested in today's topic. So please help welcome Ray. And I'm counting as my guests Chloe's parents, David and Heather, who are sitting at the next table, so please welcome them.
Chad.
Hey everyone, real quick, so you met Chloe's parents. This is Chloe. She's going to talk to us a little bit later about her experiences in Brazil. And we also have our 2 inbounders here today as well, and I'll let them talk a little bit about what they've been up to.
Hi everyone, I'm Lara and I'm from Croatia. I'm here 3 months already and I just had my first Halloween and, and it was really amazing. Thank you so much for having me.
Hi, my name is Heitor. I'm from Brazil. I'm celebrating for my first time the Halloween show. It's like a carnival in Brazil, but don't have alcohol, have candies. I use the devil costume and I'm participating the trick or treat, yeah, and together my friends in school. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Chloe. I just got back from my exchange in Brazil 5 months ago, and I am very happy to be here and share a little bit of my exchange with you. Yeah.
Hi, everybody. I have a few guests here today with us. You'll hear a little bit more about Kim White and Christina Dimas with Zimbo Ties. They'll be speaking to us shortly about it. And then my guest on my right is Serban Marasini, and he's a financial advisor for Edward Jones.
Have I missed anyone? My final memory real quickly, Sue Deans was lamenting the fact that her construction project is a little delayed, and my memory is of Bob Bradfield of Bradfield Lumber, who stood up at that podium many, many years ago and said, "Do you understand the 90-90 rule of construction scheduling?" And we all shrugged, and he said, well, the first 90% of the job takes 90% of the time. And the last 10% of the job takes the other 90% of the job.
Hey, great. All right, how's that? I said welcome to everybody. Did you get that part? And that we had to put 2 new tables in the back. So that's a good thing. There are worse problems to have than so many people who want to spend the afternoon with you. So a couple of announcements before we move on into the agenda. The first one is last Friday, we had Jonathan and Sarah and Kevin from the Boulder Jewish Community Center here, and we showed our gratitude as the club towards them. What a wonderful place they have here. What a wonderful organization. Their values are consistent with Boulder Rotaries. The next day was that horrible hate killing of the synagogue last Saturday. And since then, a few members came up to me and said, Mike, we need to really show support for our Jewish Community Center that we love so much. And so we thought about it, and I gave Sarah and Jonathan a call this past week and said, guys, what would be meaningful to you as a Boulder Rotary Club? And they said 2 things. Number one, they said, thank you for calling. This means a lot. We shared your concerns as a club with all the leadership here at the JCC. The second thing is they said, we'd really like to combat the ignorance and the bigotry, and coincidentally, there's a display that will be coming here called Holocaust by Bullets. On every one of your tables, there's a brochure, a flyer that talks about it. And this is a traveling display that will be here for about 6 weeks right here at the JCC. And coincidentally, the day before this happened, last Friday, Sam Pottinger was meeting with them as the chair of our Peace Builders Committee. And we have a private tour of it December 9th at 5 p.m. So you'll hear more about this in the coming month. But what they would really love for us, and the way that we can show support for our JCC, is by inviting other people who are not, right here today, or Rotarians, to go to that particular exhibit. Holocaust by Bullets. The information's right there, and you can sign up for it at the website. But we as Boulder Rotarians will also have our private tour of it and December 9th at 5 o'clock. So just wanted to kind of share with you kind of what's happened in the last week with our partner, the Boulder JCC. Second thing is, as I mentioned last week, RC Parish did pass away. The memorial service is this Monday at 3:30 p.m. at Mountain View Methodist Church. So 3:30 Mountain View Methodist Church this Monday. Sue has this week's vignette. For our guests, we are 100 years as a club in this community this year. And so each week we are telling that story, one chapter, one vignette at a time. Come on up.
Thank you. I was hoping that Lindsay Sachs would be here today, but I don't think she is. But this is of special interest to her. One of our first female Rotarians was also our first Rotary mom. And very few Rotarians gave birth to children before 1988 when they started taking women in. But Alice Siegel had a baby. It was unusual enough that it was worthy of a front page story in the Daily Camera, which you can see. Alice Siegel's son Max was born February 21st, 1988, just a few months after Alice, who was a veterinarian, joined the club along with Carol Riggs Husted, breaking the gender barrier. So that would make Alice also the first pregnant Boulder Rotarian. The story described Rotary as the embodiment of the cigar-smoking old boys network. Alice wasn't the first Rotary mom in the country because a new Rotarian in Oregon had given birth in the previous December, just a few months before. When she joined, Alice inquired about maternity leave, since Rotary at the time had a strict attendance policy requiring members to be at 60% of the meetings. A Rotary International spokeswoman said it wouldn't be a problem, and Alice said she planned to bring Max to meetings while she was nursing him. Sadly, Alice died in 2013 at age 59 from cardiac arrest. She had left the club prior to that. I think the family moved out of town. And, but she had rejoined shortly before she passed away. Her obituary said she was extremely proud of having been one of the first women to join the club. Max is now a professional wildlife photographer. His website says he spent his early years working at his parents' veterinary clinic, which sparked his love for animals. And as of October 13th, we now have another Rotary mom, because Lindsay Sachs gave birth to Sienna Lauren Sachs. And you can see them up there, and they are real good with pictures, the Sachses. So lots of things on Facebook too. And Kelly Child, who is one of our Red Badge members, is expecting in December. So a new generation of Rotary women, maybe, we don't know about Kelly's, but they're coming to join us later. Thank you very much.
Okay, so one of the few powers that the president of Boulder Rotary has is to name completely random and meaningless theme days. So you might notice that I'm wearing a bow tie, and so November 16th is George Garmany Bow Tie Day, all right? So, and for the ladies, you can wear a bow tie, you can wear a hair tie, etc. As a tie into this, we have Kim, who's going to talk about Zim bow ties. We're back there. And you don't have to, on November 16th, you can just wear a tie that you already have. You don't have to buy one, but he'll tell you why you might want to buy one of his.
I like to say we don't sell bow ties, we sell art. And we want this art to start conversations about the positive impact of creativity and inspiration. Creating these handmade, one-of-a-kind, beautiful bow ties in Zimbabwe allows us to pay tailors their 8 times the minimum wage. And getting creative and using offcuts of fabric has allowed us to already save 8,000 gallons of water that was used to produce those offcuts. And each bow tie we sell pays for 1 week of school fees for a kid in Zimbabwe. And this year we've given 8 scholarships to talented children in Zim in the hopes it will inspire them to become our country's next change makers. Every month, 135,000 people Google how to tie a bow tie. My goal while I'm here in Boulder is to raise the funds I need to figure out how to get just 200 of those people to buy our bow ties so we can break even. And I'd love to get some of you on board to help me figure out how to do this and to change us from a startup to a success story. Thank you.
Thank you. I think about 1 million of them were me this morning as I was trying to figure out how to tie my tie. It took me 30 minutes, but you need to do it quicker than that. Okay, I'm just saying. Okay, Chloe. While Chloe is coming up, grab your raffle tickets because I have a winner right here in my hand that matches with your winner. Ready? Raffle ticket. Ready? 827 4397. Yeah, all right. You are the winner of $76. We will get you paid out, okay, by the end of the day. Chloe, come on up. Where's Chloe? You got to hold that. Sorry, you don't have to hold.
No, it's okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Chloe, and I'm here to share a little bit about my exchange year. I was in the state of Paraná, in the south of Brazil, and the capital city there is Curitiba, which has a quaint population of 2 million. And I was in a small city outside of Curitiba called Araucaria, and it was about 45 minutes away by car and an hour and a half away by bus. This was without a doubt the best year of my entire life. This is not because it was without challenges, but because the challenges made me who I am today. My first challenge was feeling geographically isolated. Because I was far away from the exchange students, I felt like I was missing out. While they got to hang out on weekdays and they got to go to school together, I was only able to go and see them on the weekends, especially because I wasn't allowed to be out after dark unless I was sleeping at a friend's. I was friends with my classmates, as you can tell, but we didn't spend time out of school because they were studying for their college entrance exams that they were going to take at the end of the year. However, in the end, I wouldn't change my experience for the world. I learned the skill of how to build my own community. In addition to the exchange students, I was very close with my host families, and I made lifelong friends that went to other schools and other colleges. My best friend was, shoot. No, it's okay, okay. I had a updated version of this, but it's not here, so never mind, I'm just gonna keep talking. My best friend was a Brazilian friend named Maria, and her family became my 5th unofficial host family. I had 4 official Rotary host families, but in my last host family, my host mother was battling cancer while I was there. So she was in the hospital more than she wasn't. Me and her 2 daughters slept at friends' houses frequently, and Maria's doors were always open to me. When my American family visited, they offered to host my little brother when he decided to do exchange. And although I declined, they also offered to pay the fee to change my flight home so I could stay an extra 2 weeks and go to a wedding with them in Minas. The friends and family that I made will stay with me for the rest of my life, and so will the ability to build community. These are 2 of my official Rotary host families. Unfortunately, at the end of the year, my phone and my computer broke at the same time, so I lost all of the photos that I hadn't already posted to social media. But this is my 3rd host family, and my host sister Elena is doing exchange in Hungary right now. Rotex was a huge part of my exchange. We had a lot of awesome bonding opportunities to bond with the other exchange students, to go on trips, to go to parties and events organized by Rotex. And this inspired me and other rebounds who also had such positive experience with Rotex to create our own Rotex for this district. And actually our first meeting is on Sunday because we're trying to set up a Rotex for District 5450. I could talk for so long about my trip to the Amazon, but since I don't have very much time, I will just summarize it by saying I swam a lot, kayaked, we held a bunch of animals, swam with dolphins, stayed in hammocks on a boat for 6 days, and it was just absolutely such a fun trip, and I got to meet a lot of other exchange students from other districts in Brazil. This was the district conference in Curitiba, and it was all of the exchange students and all of the Rotary clubs in the district. And the hardest part of exchange, of course, was saying goodbye. In the last month of my exchange, all of the exchange students basically lived at the airport to say goodbye to our friends who were going off to their corners of the world. My favorite picture is the one on the left, and that is the day that 3 of our friends left on the same day, 2 in the morning and 1 in the evening. So we were there for 9 hours, and we ended up falling asleep there. I just wanted to end by thanking everyone here so much for this opportunity. People always tell you how much exchange changes your life, but you don't know until it truly does change yours. Rotary is another community that I have made this year, that I've become a part of, and I'm so thankful for that and thankful to all of you.
Thank you.
And so if anyone has any questions about your experience, you'll be around afterwards, Chloe? All right, great. Awesome. Hector, would you mind coming up here? And Laura, why don't you come on up too? These are our exchange students for this year. Laura is from Croatia, and Hector is from Brazil. Okay. And we are the hosts. We're the parents for these kids, okay? Now, you're having a birthday next month. Is that right? All right, great. And Hector, you are 17. Is that right? Okay. 18. Okay, December 31st, 18? Okay, great. So what we thought would be fun is because we just heard from Chloe about Brazil, we thought we would send a video to Hector's host club. So there's a club in Brazil that has paid for him to be here. And so we thought we would send a video and include you as a part of it. So you're going to teach us how to say thank you in Portuguese. Is that right? Great. Would you do that?
Obrigado. It's thank you.
Okay, you got to slow that down there.
Sorry. Obrigado.
Obrigado.
Yeah.
Obrigado. Okay, so everyone together. Obrigado. Obrigado. Obrigado?
Yeah.
Obrigado. Obrigado. Okay.
Obrigado.
Obrigado.
Yeah.
Okay, see, I'm saying it. All right. Nobody laugh. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. Is we're gonna have the camera on me, and I'm gonna thank them, and then if the camera's gonna go to you as the audience, I'm gonna go like this, and you're gonna say obrigado.
Yeah.
You guys got that? Okay, great. Oh, this is good. And we'll edit it anyway afterwards, so it'll be great. All right, we good? Okay, you come on over here. Come over here so you can see here. No, actually, why don't you go on the other side here like this? Okay, no, you go right there. All right, great. How about right over there? There we go. All right, great. Don't want to look at me. Okay. My name is Mike Brady, president of Boulder Rotary Club, and thank you for sending Hector to us from your club and for your country as ambassador. The exchange of our young citizens furthers the goal of peace through Rotary. Thank you. No, go over there. You got to move the camera. We'll edit that. Okay, ready? No, don't. Ready? Awesome. There we go. Great. What's great with the editing is I'm going to throw in some fireworks and all kinds of good stuff. It'll be right out of Hollywood. Okay, so we're good. The speaker is going to be Mike Simpson. Come on up. Thank you so much, Fred. Announcement video?
The PowerPoint for Boulder Rotary on November 2nd, 2018.
November is Rotary Foundation Month. The Rotary Foundation transforms your gifts into service projects that change lives both close to home and around the world. During the past 100 years, the foundation has donated $3 billion on life-changing sustainable projects. Every Rotarian, every year.
And by arbitrary executive presidential order, November 16th is hereby designated as George Garmany Bow Tie Day. A Zimbabwean charity will sell bow ties and hair ties at the November 9th meeting. And George can help us tie the bow ties. Because it ain't easy.
And tomorrow, we're bringing it back to 1919. Boulder Rotary members, their guests, and the community will have the distinct opportunity to channel the good old days of 1919 in honor of Boulder Rotary's centennial year. Costumes aren't required, but wear one anyway. Show up on time at 5:30 so you don't miss out on any of the fun. There'll be trivia games, heads and tail fundraising, support for the scholarships and charities. There's valet parking at the main hotel and an after party at 9 p.m. at license number 1 downstairs basement of the Boulderado. See you there.
Woo! And Monday kicks off World Interact Week, which is November 5th through 11th. Go Rotary, go Rotary Interact.
And join us for next week's program. Jane Fisher-Byrelson will be talking about false confessions when innocent people are convicted of crimes. Jane has extensive trial and litigation experience in state and federal courts. Jane has also been very effective in negotiations of dismissals and reductions of charges and obtaining short sentences in all kinds of cases.
Rotary just gives me that Friday feeling. Say it with us now. Have a great weekend.
So a couple things about tomorrow's event that I'm supposed to remind you of. The first one is if you're going to do valet parking, is at the main hotel, not at the conference center off of Pine. Now this is important because if you go to the one off Pine, there's a guy there with a cardboard sign that says valet. Do not give your keys to him, all right? Go around to the main hotel. For tomorrow night, also bring your credit card. Okay, I'm supposed to remind you of that. Show up on time. We all think it's cool to be fashionably late. Don't be that person. Be cool. Be on time at 5:30. Great silent auction. Dinner's going to be at 6:30. We got a great program for you. It's going to be lots of fun. And let's see here. What's this say? Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, so why don't we come on up here with the Boulder Beer Trail? Larry and Marty. Anne Marie, was there anything else I was supposed to remind them of? Okay, great, perfect. Oh, wow, I got it perfect. It's at the conference center. So you know how you go to the main hotel? Your first adventure will be finding the conference center because you go up and down and all around. Or you can park on Pine Street and 13th Street and walk on over. So come on over, Larry.
Thank you. So this is a very shameless plug for the Boulder Beer Trail, and we have one of our biggest fans who is going to talk to us a little bit about how she's supporting the club through our gift card program and using them in ways to thank friends and neighbors and clients.
When we first heard about the Boulder Beer Trail, we thought that we would buy 10 for family. Seems like a logical thing. Well, I think maybe out of the 10, maybe one family member has gotten them. In the meantime, I was at a university board meeting, and I kept asking some of the staff, do you like beer? Do you drink beer? Oh, yeah. So I have since parted with about 20 of them. And one of the first ones, well, actually this one said, Andrew has activated his card, and we went to 2 breweries. He's really excited about it, and it worked smoothly. Now, she's the driver, but they were very happy to have the card. And the other one says, thank you for the Boulder Beer Trail gift card. Bradley and I are excited for 2-for-1 beers at lots of breweries in Boulder, many of which we've never been to before. We'll be sure to toast you. They've already gone to 5 of them. I saw her yesterday and I said, well, how's it going? Oh, it's great. Thank you so much. So we're not trying to turn anybody into being alcoholic. However, if we know people who drink beer, then why doesn't, well, not have them enjoy a card on us, help us raise money in the meantime? So I pass it to you.
So our message is the way that this is going to be successful is to help, to have folks here in our club help us get the word out. And one of the best ways you can do that is to buy a card to help us reclaim some of the costs that we put into the program, give them to folks. They're going to see how great it is, and they're going to tell their friends who are going to perpetuate this fundraiser for us. We have 285 cards that we're on the hook for because we had to pre-buy them. If we got everybody in the club just to buy 1 card, we get most of the way there to recouping that cost, and it would go a long way for us to get the word out about this really great trail and a great way to support Rotary. So we have cards in the back. Bill, my co-chair, is there. Come stop by. We'll put it on your bill. You don't need any money. Just tell us your name and we'll put it right on your bill.
All right. That sounds convenient. Thank you. Bill and Chad, you guys want to come up? And do we have birthdays today? We have 1 birthday. Whose birthday? Sally. Happy birthday, Sally. Right. Okay, yeah, that was impressive.
It was,
okay.
Right? This is not the Bill Anderson that was in the presentation. This is a different Bill Anderson.
That's accomplished.
Bill was born March 28th, 1979 in Trenton, New Jersey. Active from an early age, Bill excelled in multiple sports as well as youth volunteer and leadership programs. In high school, Bill attended Boys State and participated, then served as a counselor for a Red Cross leadership development camp held in Philadelphia. Bill graduated from the George Washington University, cum laude, in 3.5 years, or 3.5 years, with a double major in international politics and Western European studies. Subsequently, Bill attended American University, Washington College of Law in Washington, D.C. After law school, Bill clerked for a year on the D.C. Superior Court, handling a broad range of cases, including felony one trial calendar covering murder and sex abuse cases. Since 2005, Bill has been in private practice prosecuting consumer class actions against some of the world's biggest corporations and governments, including our own government. This spring, Bill started his own law firm after 13 years at a nationally recognized boutique class action law firm. Bill has been selected as a rising star by Super Lawyers, a Thomson Reuters publication, for the last 5 years in a row. Bill lives in Superior with his wife, Jamie, 10-year-old son, Isaac, 8-year-old daughter, Caitlin, and their dog, Bernie. In addition to volunteering in his spare time, Bill enjoys food and wine, travel, skiing, and mountain biking. Welcome.
You get that too, okay, you put that on. Okay, and you get a gold star. You got a gold star. There we go. Welcome. Thank you, Bill. Yeah, awesome. Okay, Sally, it's her birthday.
We're celebrating the birthday of my twin, identical twin, Sally Brown.
Well, thank you for another great year. And I just want to say, again, thank you for inspiring me every week. And I just can't think of a better group of people to hang out with on Friday. And I thank you for another year.
All right. Thank you. So George, she's your identical twin?
Yes.
What happened, George? I'm just wondering.
The cosmetic surgery
Good clean living and not clean living? Okay. All right, I think that is it. All together, let's say have a great weekend. Have a great weekend.